Well, first of all, it really is another MMA tragedy here in the making. You know, one of the guys that many people consider an all-time great. Definitely had in the early part of his career put together a resume that you know, two-time two division world champion. Some of the wins and things. Definitely, he was in the elite. I remember the first time I heard his name was from Frank Shamrock, and Frank was talking about how amazing he is. And for people who don't know the era, yeah, and don't know Frank, you know, Frank didn't sing many people's praises this way, but Frank was unbelievably impressed with this guy from the very beginning. Um, talk to other people from that era, Bob Cook, um, Javier Mendez, guys that had access to BJ when he came to the California area for the first time and was training there and left Hawaii. Um, that's where the Prodigy nickname comes from, where um, where he was going to be, he was kind of destined to be a top guy from the very beginning. In a way, that may have hurt him a little bit right at the very beginning because back then a lot of the sport was paying your dues, and he probably entered his debut was in the UFC, which at the time was unheard of in MMA. Um, and he probably, I know that his first opponent lists me as his official manager for that fight. So I provided the UFC BJ's opponent for his first fight as a All American wrestler who was 5-0 at the time, named Joey Gilbert out of Michigan.
Yeah, great
And
fight.
I know Gilbert, hard nosed, tough guy. You want Gilbert next to you in a ditch in World War I or two. You know what I mean? This is a real hard nosed guy, but BJ made beat him in the first round. BJ was all that. Um, but Joey made 2-2 for that fight, 2000, and I believe BJ probably made about 10-10. So right from the very beginning, he was actually not that 10-10 is anything to write home about, but there was always the rumors and so I've done some looking into this for the last couple of days. BJ has some family money, so 10-10 wasn't of great shakes, but it was kind of a signal that he was going to have, be treated as an elite guy and a guy that was kind of got special treatment. And I think when you send that signal from